Hi, good morning, friends. Welcome back. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. I wanted to do a kind of sort of flip through of my family journal. I've been getting a few messages in Instagram or over on Instagram asking like what a family journal is or what I put in my family journal, and if I could show like a little bit of little samples or whatever, um, just to like give ideas or something. So I so yes, so here I am. And also what I'm using. So I've been using, I ordered the A5 Kinbor, and I bought it off of AliExpress. And sorry for the noise, there's mowing outside, so I was gonna try and wait, but I'm like, I have a few other things I have to do today, and I know if I don't do it now that I have time, who knows when I'll get this done. So grab your coffee, your tea, your water, like I said, your tequila, whatever you do in the morning, whatever you drink. And then we can look at this and see what I've been doing. So this is what the spine is looking like. So we're just going to kind of go over the actual book. I was kind of skeptical at first just because it's kind of like a cheaper purchase, because I wanted to do Stalogy, and then I had seen I cannot remember her, Gabby. I don't remember I'll link her channel in the description box, but she was using a Kinbor weekly, I believe, to do her journaling, and I really loved like the sound of the paper, like the crinkling of it, and I was like, okay, I need that book. So I was like, where did you get that? And so who else had I talked to? Monique. I was like, what do you think about the Kinbor? And she was like, I love it. And I was like, do you think it's gonna hold? And she said that, yeah, she's tried a few books and they've held on pretty good. So I was like, okay. So I ordered it, and so far it's doing well. Like, even though it looks kind of like this, like I don't know if you can tell, like it's kind of weird right here. But it's holding on. Nothing's falling out yet. Yeah. And I even tried to search, like not many people use these. Like I couldn't really find like videos on it or anything. So I was like, all right, let's just do it, and let's just hope and pray it doesn't fall apart. Okay. And so then also, like, it's kind of like a leathery texture. It's very different from like the Stalogies, even like the Moleskines and stuff. You know how like they're very smooth, and this is not. It still feels okay, but it's just not as smooth. And then the reason it's like shiny and around the stickers is because I had this cover on it with the stars. But like if I had it open and I'm writing in it or whatever, it wouldn't close back up like that. Like how easy, like it wouldn't close. I'd try to close it and it'd be all like wonky and weird, so I had to like wiggle the actual book and like stick my hand and for it to close. I don't know why it was sticking that way. I don't know if it's because this is starting to get like bigger and it's kind of like uneven, like at the bottom it's like thinner. I don't know what the reason was, but I was having so much trouble and it was annoying. So I took the cover off, and so then I put Mod Podge on top of these because they were already starting to like peel at the corners and stuff. So yeah, I should have Mod Podged the whole thing because it looks kind of, I don't know if you can tell, it looks kind of weird. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a sticker for here and here just to complete it, like it looks unfinished, and Mod Podge the whole thing. That way it's all shiny. But okay, I think the mowers are done. It got quiet. Okay, so yeah, this is the book, and it's kind of like a cousin. So it has like, it starts with the the monthly. It has the monthly pages first and then the dailies. So it's like the cousin without the weekly, I guess. But yeah, this, look how pretty this, when you first open it, it's like very shimmery. So I haven't wanted to do anything. I don't want to cover it up because it's pretty. So I don't know if I'll do something, the year, a little quote, or just something small, and then just leave the rest because it's so cute. Yeah, and I haven't done anything in the monthlies because this is a 2023. I could not find the 2024 in the dailies. They had the 2024 in the weekly, but not the daily, like not this one in A5. So I was like, that's totally fine. I can like redate it, not a problem. And it was actually a little cheaper because it was old. I bought it like November of last year, I think. November, October. And I haven't done the monthlies because I haven't redated, but I really don't think I need the monthlies anyway. Like, I would only just be putting like highlights of each day, which I'm already doing here. So I just have it clipped off since I'm not doing anything. So here, the start of January, I just kind of wrote like a little note to my kiddos, because it's mainly about them. Like, I'll put stuff about like that my husband did also, like maybe like his hunts or something big, like a promotion or something at work, or stuff like with like that we do as a family and things like that. But it's mainly for my kids. Like on the days that I don't, you'll see on days that I have nothing like big or special happened, and I don't have anything specific to write about, I will just use that page to just write about either like a prayer that I for them, or some advice I want them to know for later on in life, or just a memory that I remember when they were baby, just some, things like that. So that's how I started it. I sketched this out. I don't know why I made my son so little, because he's almost as tall as me. He's 11, but he's literally like a few inches shy of being my same height. But I was like, maybe because I still believe he's like my baby, and so yeah, because I mean my oldest, I made her taller. This is my little one. But yeah, so I might have to sketch him out. I don't know. But I thought that was funny. Let me see what else I can show. I didn't want to go in and like black the whole thing out because that was gonna take way too long. I figured I can just kind of go through it and see what I can show you. Okay, so here's an example of like, so this day here, my little one, she was like, hey mom, let's, she'll do this every once in a while. She'll like grab some paper and markers and she'll say, okay, let's write each other some secret notes. And so, she'll get a paper, we'll just draw each other stuff or write a note or something, like fold it up and then like hand it to each other. And so on this day we did that. And since that day before, like nothing really like big or special happened. So then I just taped or glued this down on that page just to cover it up. And this is what I had done for her. And then this is what she did for me. And then she had did like 2 pages. So then I just cut those little hearts out in this little drawing that she did. So cute. And I just glued it onto here. And just added some stickers. But yeah, you see, so 2023, the 7th of January was a Saturday. So then I just put Sunday on there. So it's not a big deal. Okay, the next thing I can show. Okay. Okay, so this one I sketched like it's a mom and holding a baby. And what I did is I put, this is a Bible verse. It's Psalm 4:8. And I think the English is, now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. So this is just in Spanish. And this is like, ever since my babies were like little, when they first started talking, like I would teach them this Bible verse, and that was like the way that they could pray before going to bed, because that's how my parents taught me and my sister. I remember being very, very little and remember like memorizing this Bible verse and saying it at night before we went to bed. And so now I did that with my kids. I did that with my oldest, and even my littlest right now too. She still does that because she can't do like a full, like, prayer or full prayer sometimes. She tries now, which is great. But yeah, so that's just something special, like from, when they were babies. And then this is my attempt at doing like a sunset at the beach with watercolor. I like playing with watercolors. Like I've always have. I have journals from like way back when. There's some that I didn't really do stuff like this. I would just like plop color down and then go over it and make little shapes and designs on top of it or whatever. But I was like, I want to do something like a sunset or whatever, and that's the best I got. But so yeah, so not every page has to really deal with a memory or anything like that. It can just be something fun, it just brightens up that spread. Let's see. Oh, there's another watercolor here. My daughter and I, we like to paint together sometimes. I got her this, I got it for me, but I didn't like it, so I gave this to her for my little one. And one night, we were painting, and she did this and I did this. And I actually got this little frog. I can't remember her name. I was trying to think if it'll come to mind, but she was doing a YouTube video, and she was just doing like doodling or something, like making some creatures, little monsters or something, I don't know. And one of them was a little frog, and I just loved that frog. And so when we were doing this, I remembered that watercolor frog, and so I went back to try see if I can like do it as she was doing it, and it didn't turn out too bad. Then I did that, and I didn't know what else to do, and my daughter was like, do a mermaid. So I did a mermaid. Yeah, but anyway, so this all of my kids, ever since they were really little, I've always given them a book for them to do their, because they're always drawing stuff for me. Like I have, like, for example, like this right here. Like my daughter is always doing stuff, and so then instead of having all these pages loose and stuff like that, because I had them in here and they were just like getting wrinkled because they're too big, so I put them in a folder. But even just like my son, my oldest daughter, I was like, you know what, so I'd give them a book, and I was like, every time you want to draw me something or write me something, you're gonna put it in there, and that way it's gonna be all, it's like a book. So they're kind of making a journal for me in a sense, so she has another, and I was trying to find it, but I don't know where she put it. She has one that she's already completed. Like it's just a bunch of scribbles and whatever, but that's her book. And then my kids have theirs too from when they were younger, and it's very precious. I love it. So yeah, that's just like a little thing. When my daughter went to the dentist, and she did so good. And I have a picture. Let's see what else I can show. So like, here's another example. So we were watching a movie together, and I can't just sit and watch. I have to do something else. Like my hands have to be doing something. And so I just sat and just did doodles, like nothing special, just like random doodles. And yeah, I filled up that page. And then here I did some watercolor, and I don't know if I want to do just like different shapes sketched out, or maybe just journal on top of it. But in this paper, it's like, do y'all hear that? I love the sound of it. And then with watercolor on it, it's like even nicer. It takes watercolor really well. Like it doesn't bleed through or nothing. It's amazing. So then next, here's another one I did watercolor. And then I just journaled the picture. This was a tea party that my daughter wanted to have, a little tea party, and we went to the Dollar Tree and bought a whole bunch of snacks and stuff for her little. So we had like a tea party, and then after the tea party, she's like, okay, let's play a restaurant. And so then she set up like her little cafe, and then my son came over too, and he played with us, and he was like a customer ordering, and he got a turn to be chef as well. It was really nice. Here's another one. This is journaling. I still haven't finished. But yeah, another time we were watching a movie and I just wanted to do something, and I'm like, well, there's a blank page. So every time like I think of it, I'm like, because I don't want any blank pages in this book. So, you know, just creating a little fun pages for them as well, I think would be cute for them to see. But yeah, this one is just, I just got a pen and just like did a bunch of swirls, and then after that you go in and then you just color every little section a different color, and it's really pretty. I learned that like years ago. I don't even know where I got that from, but I seen it somewhere and I was like, probably art class in school, not gonna lie. That's probably what it was. I just remember being somewhere, like physically seeing somebody do it. And I was like, oh, it's so pretty. And so, yeah, I have a bunch of other journals that have this too. And it was just a way, like, it'll help with my anxiety as well. Like, this is blank, so I will be coming in and doing either journaling or something fun on these pages as well. And let me see what else I can show you. Like on this day, we had a tortilla challenge. So here's just a picture of all my kids with their tortillas. And it was, oh my God, it was so fun. Oh, my little one, she would hit so hard. But since it was a tortilla, like she really didn't feel it as much. And then here, my oldest and my youngest were having a fruit roll-up challenge, like to see who could eat it very quickly with using no hands. Let's see. Okay, so this one, so here my daughter drew me something and I was able just to like tip it in. I just glued it in here because it was from these days, one of these days. It's me and her. And then here I just have different sections of like what each kid did. And like my oldest, she took my husband and I to Wingstop for lunch and she paid. It was so sweet. Let's see. So see, some days all I do is just journal. This day, my youngest, she made me breakfast all by herself. She woke up, she poured a glass of milk, some cereal, put a napkin there, and then she wrote me a letter, which is this right here. And she's like, came to, wake me up or whatever. Like, I was already awake. I was just still in bed. I could hear all the commotion she was making in the kitchen, but I heard her like whisper to her brother that she was doing this for me, so I was pretending I was asleep so she could surprise me, so I just kind of wrote about that and took a picture of it. And then this is that note that she had put on there where she, that's like, she signed it right there. So cute. And then the next day, before the Super Bowl, she did a romantic dinner for my husband and I. It was the cutest thing ever. So she wrote us this letter. Like, we were in the room. She delivered it to us. And so then, of course, we're like, oh, can you read it to us? Because we don't know what this means, what this says. So in her words, she had created a romantic dinner, and it was like a date. And then she drew us right there. having a date. So then we sat down and we ate what she had served us. And then after that, she put on some music. And she was like, okay, it's time for y'all to dance. So she had us like dance together. It was so cute. So then my husband went and got her. And she was like, come on, I want to dance with you too. And so they started dancing. It was just really, really, really cute night right before the Usher concert. I mean, the football game, the Super Bowl. And then this day we just had a snowball fight before school. So I just kind of, wrote a little bit about that, a picture and just like a journal. So, I mean, it's nothing like super fancy. This was Valentine's Day. I had a lot to journal about. This is something from my son's school. It's like kind of like a joke thing. And this is for my daughter's school that she made for me. And here I ran out of space to write, so I had to use sticky notes. Here's some more stuff. Like, if I can tip it in and it fits like inside the book, like I will tip it in. If not, it's gonna go in this folder. So this is just stuff from like her school that she got for me. Have some pictures. This is my son and my youngest and my niece. They were here during that weekend. We had my daughter's Christmas party. She went as a pink lady, so cute. Her and one of her other friends, they dressed up the same. And then after that, we went to dinner with my mom and my sister. Yeah, just that. On this day, we had a mother-daughter date. So I just like had pictures of us. We were playing with like she took some little cars and dinosaurs to the restaurant. And she took them out, so we were just playing dinosaurs. My son had left that Friday when my sister was here. She left and he left with her, so he was gonna stay the weekend at their house. And my daughter was like, I miss you, brother. And so he sent her this and he said, I miss you, Mila. It was so cute. She loved it so much. So I had to put that in there. Let's see. Pretty much it. Just a bunch of, I do like a bunch of pictures and the memory keeping stuff. I'll try to see what else I can show you. A lot of tip-ins like this. Some tickets that we went from this event that we went to. Flowers that my daughter picks for me. I put them in journals and my planners all the time. Pictures, it's journaled. Yeah, sometimes it's just journaling, just words. Sometimes there's pictures involved. Sometimes it's just stickers or, different things all the time. Okay, I think that's all I can show, but you can't, you get the idea. And then this, my daughter made for me in school. And when we got home, she was like, started going at it with the Sharpie. And I was like, don't do the front. But I keep this in here too, just to kind of mark my spot where I'm at. But yeah, that's it. I don't know if I showed. So the back, the very, very back, after the dailies, you have a few notes pages. And then you have a bunch of these like random pages, just like the Hobonichis do. So I like cut out a whole bunch of them because there was actually quite a bit, just to kind of help with the bulk, so it doesn't, there's not unnecessary bulk, because I know that, we're barely in April and it's already getting thick. So yeah, I hope that kind of like helped or gave you some ideas. I want to do so much more, but I just, we stay really busy and it's hard to really sit and just like do all the arts and crafts I want to do. But for now, I'm doing the most I can, and it's special. It's special either way to me, as long as I'm getting down the memories and stuff that I want to remember, and that I know that they will want to remember when they're older. That's that's all that matters. But yeah, so that's my family journal. Last year, sorry if my head's in the way. Last year, I used the Commit 30. And I've shown this before. But this is how I did my family journal. It was just the same thing, just like memory keeping, pictures, journaling about stuff. The monthlies were just like highlights of the day. But what I didn't like is that, I just had this space for each day to get in as much as possible. And sometimes it was fine because, some days not a whole lot happens. And so that's when I would fill it up, with that or with the sticker. So sometimes it would work, but there was days when it's like I really had a lot to say. And so I would use up every single corner that I could. Sorry about that. So yeah, I was using every little space to try and get everything in. And even though I really loved it, I really liked this, I wanted more room. So that's why I was like, I thought this was perfect because I can just go in here. I have this whole page for the day. And even if I don't use it, I can do the stuff like this, So yeah, that's how I did my memories, my family memories and such. So again, I hope that kind of helps and I answered all the questions. If not, let me know and I will respond with the answer. But anyway, I really liked both of these methods, and sometimes I miss this a lot. Sometimes I'm like, no, I really like this. So yeah, I don't know. And then I'm still in my Commit 30. I was like, I'm not doing memory planning in there. I'm just doing planning, but I still put memory stuff in there as well. So there's just stuff in all of my books. But anyway, yes, again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. And again, I said, I hope I answered all of the questions that you had. And I hope that you find what works for you. Thanks again. Love you guys. Bye-bye.